Welcome to the WordPress Ultimate Security channel. In this video, we will show you how to manage and rotate your WordPress salt keys using the Ultimate Security plugin. WordPress security keys, also called salts. They add extra protection to your login details. They work like hidden layers that make stolen data useless without the keys. Before we start, make sure you have installed Ultimate Security on your WordPress site. Right now, we are on the Ultimate Security dashboard. This page gives you a quick look at your site's overall protection, including your security level. Let's move over to the security keys setting page. To get there, hover over the settings at the top, then Site Hardening, and click on Security Keys. This opens the WordPress Security Keys page. At the top of this page, you can see what security keys actually do. It is recommended that you regenerate these keys if you ever suspect a security breach or after staff changes. Below that, you can see 3 quick status boxes. The first shows when your keys were last regenerated. The second shows your key strength. The third box shows the key age. These 3 checks help you understand at a glance. Now, click on the Show Keys button. This expands a list of 8 different keys. Each one is hidden behind dots for safety, since these are sensitive values that should never be shared publicly. If you click here, you can see the keys. Next, click here to copy the keys to your clipboard. You can see a notification appear, letting you know the salt keys were copied successfully. Then, click on the Download Backup to save a backup file of your current keys. Remember that changing WordPress salt keys will force all logged in users to log in again. Let's continue with the next settings. Here we have the automatic rotation status. This tells you whether automatic key rotation is turned on or off. Below that is the automatic rotation section. This is where you decide how often your keys should change on their own, instead of doing it manually every time. Now, we are turning on the scheduled change toggle. Let's set how often the salt keys should change automatically. Click on the drop-down menu that appears with several options. Rotating your keys too often will log out your users constantly, so we recommend selecting quarterly or biannually. Also, a time field is also shown, so you can set the rotation time when fewer visitors are using your site. Next is the Do Not Rotate During setting. Let's turn this toggle on. This lets you block automatic rotations from happening during certain hours, like your busiest traffic hours, so your visitors and team members aren't suddenly logged out in the middle of their work. You can set a time range and choose specific days of the week this rule should apply to. Scrolling further, we can see the Reminders and Notifications section. This area lets you stay informed about when your keys change without having to check the page yourself every time. The first option is Manual Salt Key Reminder. We turn this on. It gives you a reminder if your keys haven't been rotated in a while, which is helpful if you decide not to use automatic rotation. Next is Notification After Change. We are turning this on. This sends you a notification whenever an automatic key update actually happens, so you always know when it occurred. Then there's Pre-Change Notification. We enable this one too. This warns you before a scheduled change takes place, so you can prepare for it or skip it if you're in the middle of something important. Once turned on, a drop-down appears letting you choose how far in advance you want to be notified, set here to 24 hours before the change. Below this is the Manual Reminder interval. This controls how often the manual reminder should reappear if you haven't changed your keys yet. After making all of these changes, we scroll back to the top of the page and click to save changes. This step is important, since none of the settings we just adjusted would actually apply if we didn't save them. Scrolling back down, we find a few more useful settings. There's a Pause Until and Skip Next option, which lets you temporarily pause your rotations. Perfect for situations like site maintenance or migrations. Next to it is Salt Change History, which keeps a record of every time your keys have been changed. Now, we click View History to see this in action. We can see a window opens showing a table with columns for who triggered the change, what type of trigger it was, the IP address, any notes, and the exact date and time. Right now, it shows one entry, a manual change made by the admin account. This kind of audit trail is great for accountability, especially if multiple people manage your website. Now, let's close this window and scroll down to the Immediate Change section. This is where you can change your keys right away, instead of waiting for the next scheduled rotation. We click the Regenerate Salt Keys button. A confirmation pop-up appears, clearly explaining what this action will do. Read the changes before you regenerate the keys. Now, let's click on Regenerate. A notification confirms the salt keys were regenerated successfully and were redirected to the login page, just like the pop-up warned us. This proves the system works exactly as described. The session was ended immediately for security purposes. Let's log into our WordPress dashboard. Let's navigate back into Ultimate Security and go to the Security Keys settings page to see the results of what we just did. Back on the Security Keys page, the last regenerated timestamp has updated to reflect the change we just made moments ago. Scrolling down to automatic rotation status, it now shows the next scheduled run date. We can also see the next scheduled change. Let's click View Schedule, and a window pops up showing a list of the next 5 upcoming automatic rotation dates. Looking further, click on Pause Until to explore that feature. A window opens, letting you choose to pause scheduled changes from the given presets, or you can pick a custom date and time. Also, you can see an option that appeared after we regenerated the keys, the Restore Previous Keys settings with a Restore Backup button. This lets you roll back to your old keys if something goes wrong after a change. Now, open the salt change history again, and now it shows 2 entries, both manual changes, confirming our regeneration was properly logged. Click Export CSV to download this history. Finally, click Emergency Regenerate. It explains that emergency mode skips the normal 5-minute waiting period but should only be used for urgent security incidents. At the bottom, we have the Frequently Asked Questions section. These answer common concerns, like who gets logged out when keys change, whether changing keys will break your website, and more. Regularly managing these keys strengthens your WordPress login security and reduces risks. Download Ultimate Security, link in the description. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more WordPress security guides.